I speak to kids in high schools or at university, I always love to tell them a quote from Eleanor Roosevelt, which is, "A woman is like a tea bag. You never know how strong she is until she gets in hot water."
We are a grassroots organization of volunteers and advocates who turn progressive ideals into action.
We base our work on Jewish values in order to bring and advance social change for all people in the world and to make the world a better place, quite literally.
We bring so many organizations together to be partners, to be sponsors, so that we're doing this as a collective.
The theme of the conference this year is to live the life you always wanted to at any age. And that's so important because when you get older, it doesn't mean you're not worth anything. It means that you have a lifetime of wisdom to impart.
The caliber of the panelists, I was blown away. I had no idea that they were going to have such interesting, powerful women here.
My first response is, I don't know why people care anymore about a backlash. It's kind of like, what are you expecting? I'm an optimist, but my definition of an optimist is a person who knows how terrible the world can be and therefore is just never disappointed. Expect that there will be pushback. Things are not easy at any age.
I think we understand more about our souls if we are willing to let other people see them, if we're willing to let ourselves be known and be seen in the wholeness of who we are. Sometimes doing so can help us learn to hold the fullness of ourselves.
I think it's often in your darkest times and the times when you feel the most disconnected and the least able to believe that you realize that there's more around you and that there's a whole kind of web of community.
And this year I said I want to get more involved. We did a lot of stuff to prepare. It was a lot of work, but it was fun.
The fact that a woman cannot remarry severely compromises her future.
So people, women in the LGBT community have been able to kind of start writing our own prayers, right? What would a prayer look like for menopause? Would there be a mikvah ritual ceremony for something like this? Or a mikvah ritual for when someone's transitioning genders?
The expectations we have for people, for gender roles, for what people ought to be interested in, really is a limiting factor. And a lot of us participate in that.
I spoke a lot about how I got to where I am in my practice, which is having gone through a lot of health issues.
I actually caused myself to stop having a period because I wasn't nurturing my body. And the doctor said to me, you need to start eating and stop exercising so much or you're not going to be able to have children.
You have to understand what your life situation is and match it to the different programs available, because not all programs are created equal.
Yeah, and it's very complicated.
It's hugely complicated, and I'm coming to you.
My refuge was at our synagogue, and I was religious in nature anyway, and so my rabbi, recognizing this, said, give that kid more work. And when I was 10, he got me a full scholarship to Camp Ramah, and I was in heaven there. I decided when I was 15 that I wanted to be a rabbi. And so I went to one of the leading rabbis here in LA and I said, I want to be a rabbi, how can I do it? And he looked at me and he said, not in your lifetime.
That's what they are by blood, right? I know, you probably want to kill me right now, right?
No, it's just the choice of vocabulary, but you have to finish what you're saying.
Because I don't want to be offensive. I really don't.
Oh, it's not bad.
And I need to know now, because I'm a mother, right? So I need to know how to not offend people.
But Caucasian is Chechnyan.
Okay, well, I didn't know that.
I know.
So thank God Professor is here to teach.
Every time we get together and we talk about important issues, there have to be disagreements, because if they're not, then we really can't be able to help everyone come together to work on a project with different facets of it happening at the same time.
We're about women leading change. That's what we're pushing nationally. That's part of our agenda.
I've personally been inspired by the number of speakers we've heard, especially from Ruth Messenger.
Every year, more than 60 million girls are forced into early marriage before the age of 18. We have an obligation to extend ourselves to people in need, to today's other and today's stranger, wherever they live. The world is much closer at hand, as it were,
And I think we have the capacity to extend ourselves as well to that larger circle of obligation and act on behalf of women in greater need than we.
It's simply interesting, engaging, and important. And just the fun of it, I think, is also very important.
I see the NCJW as a place where I could get involved and I could be really passionate about what they're doing.
Being on this panel was remarkable.
We are very strong women, and we can do anything we want as long as we are passionate about it.
These fabulous women, they're smart, they're bright, they're educated, they want to learn more, they want to be empowered, they want to change the world. Come and join us.